All right, welcome to episode 1 of the Culture-Byte Podcast. This is G Squared here from Omega Tech Gaming. This is a podcast where we basically have an intellectual conversation, open discussion about things that are going on in the industry. Today's topic is about mobile gaming. All right, whether it be on cell phones, whether it be 3DS, Vita, whatever the case may be, we're actually talking about the intellectual points of what impact it actually makes on us as gamers, you know? Instead of versus being on PC or console, what do mobile games do to us? And I am actually going to start off just to break the ice a little bit about what mobile game I'm playing, okay? Final Fantasy Record Keeper, all right? Love it. I'm not trying to plug Square Enix or anything like that, but the reason why I love it isn't because of the actual gameplay itself. It's because it's a game that actually goes through history of Final Fantasy. And from Final Fantasy 1 all the way to their more recent Final Fantasies, you get to kind of relive the music, the art style, some of the things that were actually pretty cool about mobile gaming. But the most fascinating thing about this mobile game and why it had an impact on me wasn't, again, because of the gameplay. It was because of Final Fantasy 13. All right. Now, if no one's played Final Fantasy 13, that's not one of the most desirable Final Fantasies to a lot of people in the series. Okay?
It is not.
All right. So the biggest thing that I experienced from it was just the enemies that they put in this 16-bit art style. And I was just like, you know, like, this is actually pretty cool. But then I started listening to the music and I was like, this music's pretty cool. So I hit YouTube, Google, whatever, started looking up more music. And I was just like, you know what? I did not give this game enough credit. And the point is that a mobile game did that. Like, no other game could have released to really bring that home for me. And because of the accessibility of it, I basically appreciated the game a little bit more. You know what I mean? So I want to hear some of the other people's accounts, so I'm not taking the spotlight. So does anybody else have, like, anything impactful? I have a couple, but, you know, what you got?
Well, this is NegativeBackFlow for people who haven't heard me before. For me, mobile game, but first and foremost, I just want to touch on, I mean, Final Fantasy has the same music director going on for forever.
But so, it's so awesome.
Yeah.
That little bit of nerd voice. Right? It's so awesome.
It's so awesome.
But for me, like, mobile gaming hasn't really impacted me too much, aside from, like, a couple games here and there. Lately, I've been playing this game called Soccer Spirits. They tried to give it a story mode, and it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. But you know what? My little card people have been playing soccer for about, like, 3 months now, and I haven't looked back since.
I mean, it's just awesome that, you know, mobile games are kind of, let's just talk about the cell phone. You know what I mean? Like, everyone has a cell phone, but let's actually give credit to the fact that mobile games actually opened up the gaming industry to a big variety of people who thought less of video games. You know, that's very impactful. Very, very impactful. What you got?
So, with me, I'm not a big mobile gamer, and...
No, I was just handed the phone at the table so you can see the games he had, and he has Pot Farm Grassroots simulator or something. I don't know. Totally threw the topic off for me, but I didn't mean to steal the thunder.
He's trying so hard to remain quiet. You can't see it, but he's laughing.
Games that are meaningful to me. But to get back at hand, mobile games haven't really impacted me as a gamer, but I can really respect what it's really becoming. It's not that old. It's a little older than me, actually. I'm about to be 20. Cell phone games as a whole is around 21, starting with Tetris.
God, it made me feel ancient.
Yeah,
it makes me feel
so
ancient
it's still
too.
in its infancy, and it's weird to see it grow, because it really started popping up with Candy Crush and all those, like, Flash games that moved over.
Right.
With that freaking bird tapping game.
Flappy
Bird.
That really did open the door for a lot of people. And for me, like, the only mobile game I really liked was Puzzle Dragons.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I've heard people playing that.
It's fun.
It's just really weird. Mobile games are weird. When someone makes a recommendation to a mobile game, you're kind of like, are you trying to get me into a Candy Crush type thing?
Cause the weird thing is it's in its Atari phase right now.
Right.
Where you know, it's open source, anyone can develop for it really, and there's no standard for it yet. And the unique thing is that people, big companies are taking large interest in it, like Square.
Oh yeah.
Square has like put their giant foot forward and have set a standard with what are those like rune games? I forget the name.
Chaos Rings.
Yeah, Chaos
Rings. I mean, like they have a couple of them.
Yeah, that are full games.
Well, there are also games out there that aren't so well known that are pretty like for their circles. Like there's this game that I play on my phone called Hacker EX, and I'm pretty sure not many people have heard of it.
Right.
Anybody who has the game is susceptible to being hacked through if they're in the game itself. The goal of the game is to hack other players, install spyware and viruses that generate bitcoins for you. It's not real bitcoins. I mean, it's all points within the game. But at any given time, I could try and say if G Squared had it on his phone, and I search the room and I find him, I could hack into his game, if I can bypass his password and crack that, I can get into whatever savings that he has and transfer that to myself.
That's awesome.
And I've stolen like millions upon millions of bitcoins from people.
I would just like just taking away from like the Square thing. You bring up a good point, the social aspect, because that's a social aspect. Especially if you're in the same room, you could legitimately hack someone, take all their stuff, and they're like, dude, what's going on? Who's doing this? And I would like to bring up mobile games, bring up that kind of social aspect, like Ingress. Ingress is an ARG where you have a green and blue team. One's like more like pro, the other one's more like the Sinister group.
Blue team for the win!
And you use real landmarks in the real world as capture points. Pretty much, you're like in Call of Duty where you're trying to capture C. You don't want the other team to capture C. There's also little nodes that are very like important packages, but it takes place in the real world. People actually go in packs of real people to go around cities and to capture these points, trade information, sneak about, and it's really interesting. That's something you can't do on any other platform because it's not accessible. You can't just carry it with you. The closest thing to it is like the Me Pass that Nintendo's doing, the Street Pass stuff.
Yeah.
But that's lackluster. I haven't heard really anything that brings to the table.
I am a participant of the Street Pass thing. When I was playing Pokemon X and Y hardcore, I would actually carry my 3DS everywhere, and you actually get awarded like coins. I forgot exactly what it was. Just for the amount of steps that you took. And it was like that extra incentive to actually carry it around. But
do you know how many people abuse that? The little paint shaker thing that you see at Walmart? Yes. People will take their Game Boys and set it on that, man. Yeah. Billions of money generated. I remember, right there.
Growing up, my sister had a friend with the Pikachu. This is going off topic a little bit, but the Pikachu Tamagotchis, right? And there's a legitimate way to make money for Pikachu, but the best way is I had a pedometer. You would just shake it. Yeah. So they would just give it to me, and I would just like throw it around.
Right.
And stuff.
And then now let's really hit to the core of like how impactful mobile games are and how they're shape shifting the actual industry itself. And I'm just gonna give my personal account. Okay, my wife, not a gamer. All right. Really can't find ways into video games, but the only way she actually found ways into video games was through mobile. Okay, and it wasn't because of something she just wanted to take a risk and play. It was because I downloaded a mobile game and I started off with Plants vs. Zombies. She became a crack addict collecting sunshine, to actually be able to buy her plants. But the most influential one is that back in the past, Omega Tech Gaming, we tried to do a podcast about like, what games we would use to introduce to like non-gamers or whatever. And we had a really hard time. We had an ultimately hard time because the thing is that there aren't really games that like you can just introduce to somebody that doesn't have the mechanics, the skills to even hold a controller or anything like that. That's the big thing about mobile games because everybody knows how to touch a screen, basically. The most impactful thing that I've actually seen is that there was this app called The Room, okay? This video game app. Completely phenomenal. Like, I've never seen a mobile game do this puzzle so awesomely that I introduced it to my wife to where we actually wanted to figure out each puzzle together.
I think I've seen that. I think I played that before.
Oh, it is amazing. Like, you have to like move this mechanism here to do this to basically get to this key that gets used across the room here. And ultimately we sat down and we had sessions on my my gaming tablet, my NVIDIA Shield, and she actually was wanting to keep that there with her so that way she could play the room in room 2. She went full gamer on it and knocked out the game and said, I wish they had more of these, and that was just, all I could do was just look at her and smile, because that really hit home for me. And if it weren't for mobile games actually establishing that, my wife now understands the joy of what that did for us, bringing it together. A mobile game, you would never think.
The feeling of accomplishment, working towards like a goal end game, and of course playing with someone special.
Yes.
Like all wrapped up in one. And the only reason she could experience that was because it was something accessible. And that game's not simple by any means. Right. They actually have some really intricate puzzles. It's like, God, I just had the name in my head.
But the thing is that I didn't have to teach her touchscreen mechanics. You know what I mean? I didn't have to tell her square does this, X does this.
Press A and B to press F to pay respects.
And I think that's the biggest thing that we need to really take from it. Mobile games are good for the culture. Like, they are bridging gaps and like really expanding the horizons of what we love and what we stand for. So
I will say that there was a time where I used to dump all over mobile games. Like, when it was just like, Angry Birds is a game. It was like, no, it's not.
Yes.
It's a time waster. But
I'll say it's a flash game. That's about it.
But mobile games really are kind of they're making their way out there.
Yes. They're getting out of that Atari phase.
Exactly, and I can no longer denounce them as a non-gaming platform. It really is. I mean, it's not just Angry Birds anymore, and you get games like Ingress, and no other game. There's no Mario Kart. There's no game out there right now aside from a couple of mobile games that I know of, being Ingress and maybe a couple others, that actually actively draws people together from all points all over the world to go run around and visit monuments together.
Right. And it's just becoming a phenomenal social tool that is bridging the gap for our culture. And I think that's what we really need to take away from our conversation, is that, if we have, as Omegas and anybody associated with OTG, if the organization wants to come together and firmly say something, is that give mobile games a try. They can be impactful. They can be an entry point into things that are totally amazing that you never really thought possible. I mean, technology can steal away some social points from us, but it's our responsibility to actually take some of the good things, a lot of the good things, and just make it into better things. Deeper understandings about ourselves, not only as gamers, but just people of society.
And I was just like, to kind of like bring it to the point, but there are still a lot of gamers that don't see mobile as an active platform. And I think that'll change in the next few years with the companies that are taking interest, like Konami and Square, that will put a good foot forward. Whether your personal feelings on either of those are bad or good, they're both big companies with a lot of funding that kind of know what they're doing as far as development.
Okay, well, first of all, everybody, I'm Mach 10. I'm new to the organization. And here's a point towards mobile gaming. If you're not too into Trivia Crack or Clash of Clans, there are emulators. And what I mean by emulators, there's Nintendo 64 emulators, there's PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, Nintendo DS. And you can bring all those games from your past, your childhood, and just basically bring back good memories and ease into the process of mobile gaming and help them advance into what they need to do and develop.
Yeah, it's totally amazing. We have a universal tool that's just going to have a powerful impact on our culture and the industry. But with that being said, I mean, we can pretty much bring this to an actual close in some ways. But definitely we wanted to hit home with the overall ending point of it is that I'm just going to go ahead and give a shout out. I know there are some members out there that we have from OTG that will basically poop on mobile games, okay? and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw them out there. Pat, you know what I mean? I heard you. You actually said, I don't give mobile games the time of the day or anything, so we're going to have a personal conversation. Shout out to Dan, who's at a Mortal Kombat tournament right now. I did say I was going to give a shout out to him. But Dan is a Soccer Spirits guy. I'm telling you right now. I'm going to say it right now. There are some. You know what? I'll do this. We're actually going to move into the bonus topic. Okay. I got a bonus topic, and I think I asked this once before, but I never asked it in a podcast. Okay. All right. Mini games in video games. All right.
You mean DLC nowadays?
No, sir.
Don't get this all flippity floppy.
Yeah, let's not all get like willy billy, all like willy nilly now, okay? Mini game. Any mini game that you've played that's been overly addicting is kind of like a mobile game, you know what I mean? But what mini game will you actually want to make a mobile game?
Triple Triad.
Because
Because
you already know.
Yes.
You already know. Like, I mean, the Tetra card game from Final Fantasy is like crack to me. Like, if they ever did that again, I'd be on it every day. Login bonus. Buy these gems. Free to play.
Actually, in Final Fantasy 14, that is a thing.
Yeah, well, we're talking about mobile games, sir. And don't take me down that rabbit hole.
No, it's from what I hear, from what I understand, that is in the works.
Well, I got Tetra Masters, okay? If no one knows what Tetra Masters is, it's an actual card game from Final Fantasy 8, 9, 10, and 8 and 9, and a couple other games. Please forgive me if I'm just bogging this up. But it's basically a card mini game that you can actually earn cards, all that other stuff, all right? I would definitely make that a mobile game. I really would. So what else does somebody else have? Nothing.
Feel free to
fun
take
mini
your time.
games. We can go Mario Party fun mini game. What you got?
This is Dovahkiin. If anyone here has ever played Rage,
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the game, but it's like a little game board, and you roll your dice, you move around the map, and then like if you land on something negative can happen, something positive can happen, but you have to beat the other player, obviously.
Right.
And it's just an easy way to take a break from the actual game itself.
Right.
But that'd be a pretty fun mobile game. I can't remember the name of it. I'd have to go back and play it to figure it out.
Got you. I know. Like, let's say for instance, like the new hot craze Code Project Red's Witcher 3. Gwent. Okay. For some reason, people are just loving that, and I think if Gwent, Code Project Red wanted to take that step out into the mobile world and said, "Hey, we have Gwent mobile now," I think they would capitalize so much.
I've yet to figure out that game.
I mean, I played it a little bit. I wasn't too interested in it. I mean, but people are loving it. So, what you got?
All right, so I'm having like internal conflict, so I'm just going every mini game I've ever played and kind of sorting them out. Like,
right.
Is this good? Is this good? But one that I would just like cherish myself is Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, the racing mode, because there was an actual like death race. Where you were on this hover bike, you could pick up missiles, and the game got hard in the later levels. Like, first few levels, enemies don't have guns, they don't have missiles, they don't have anything. Be the first few, girls like, hey, you're in these, like, intermediate levels now you're entering the hardcore circuit. Like, cool, 11-year-old me, we can do this.
You know what?
Rockets.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there. If you're saying, y'all are talking good game, but I promise you, if you don't want to be sold something like in-game currency, gems, and stuff like that, let me tell you, I'm not a victim, but I am a culprit, okay? Plants vs. Zombies 2, I have bought the plants, and I have played the crap out of that game.
You disgust me.
I'm sorry.
Table
okay,
flip.
I love Plants vs. Zombies, but that is one mobile game.
And EA loves
you know,
you too.
and that's the crazy thing about mobile games. Like, we'll talk to people, and it's kind of like it's like Alcohol Anonymous or something like that. Like, hi, my name's Gary, and I bought this packet of gems for $50.
I have. Oh my god, $50. I was about to say like it's.
No, I didn't do that. I'm just saying.
I was about to say Soccer Spirits. You know, I'm kind of guilty of maybe throwing down $10 for the beginner pack.
See,
but like you got some people out there like it'll flash up. It's like for $99.99 you can get all this stuff, and it just goes through my mind. There are people buying this right now.
Right now, like
best deal. $20.
Look at the market right now. They're buying it.
There's one thing I want to say about mobile gaming. A lot of them are kind of pay to win.
Yeah.
That's the only thing
No. They're very intelligent about it.
And that will evolve as the shovelware phase.
Like Clash of Clans, for instance, though.
Yeah.
You can put all the money you want into it and be in one of the top clans just by day one if you wanted to.
That's true, but Soccer Spirits! Again, it's dictated by RNG. You could dump all the money in the world that you want into it, but all the characters and cards and stuff that you get is randomized.
Right.
Like, you could put $100 into it and literally get crap.
Yeah, it's kind of like just this little form of gambling in some ways, honestly. So
CS.
is it like CS:GO unboxing?
Yes,
pretty much?
yes, exactly.
So it's
What is
okay.
the point about getting a knife in that game? I don't understand.
They're worth $600.
All right, but
not bad.
gentlemen, let's go ahead, and if we do, if we have any more about the bonus question, basically making it a mobile game, does anyone have anything else?
Nope.
All right, so that basically concludes our podcast. I do give a shout out for the members of OTG who actually wanted to be here. They wanted to participate. We love you guys. Thanks to our listeners who actually want to tune in to what we got going on. We definitely do this a lot for what you guys believe in as well, too, the culture. So definitely check us out on Facebook. I'm not saying like, subscribe, because
No, I will say it.
Okay.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, absolutely, and we will catch you.
5 stars.
5 stars. Wait, YouTube doesn't do that
We
anymore.
will catch you guys for episode 2. Thank you very much.